There's not a suspect. I don't think there's any good leads right now. I mean, I don't think I'd call it a cold case because they're still working it really hard. Are you surprised it's taking this long?
Well, I kind of was with you. I thought this would be wrapped up, that this was a kidnapping and this would be wrapped up fairly quickly. But as you get into it now, as you know, we're pretty handicapped with we don't have a lot of information that we can use. So normally would have a lot more information. We have almost zero information. But I
learned that maybe it wasn't purchased out of Walmart. That backpack is new, is exclusive to Walmart. But who's to say I didn't buy it and put it on eBay? That's what we're looking at.
Somewhere inside a federal database, there is an answer, a name, a transaction, a date, a time, a register number, and depending on how that purchase was made, a face on a camera, or a card linked to a financial account, or a shipping address typed into a website at some point in 2025. The FBI has had access to that database since February 2026. It is now April 2026. Nobody will say what it contains. That is what this video is about. On the night of January 31st, 2026, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was dropped off at her home in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood of Tucson, Arizona. Quiet street, large lots, long driveways, the kind of neighborhood people choose specifically because it feels safe. Her son-in-law watched the lights come on inside. Then he left. At 1:47 in the morning, a masked figure approached her front door. Deliberate. He rehearsed. Weapon holstered. Black gloves. Flashlight held in the mouth. This was not impulse. Every detail of what that camera captured suggested someone who had planned this carefully and for a long time. Then they reached up and disconnected the camera. Under normal circumstances, that footage is gone. But the FBI worked directly with Google engineers for several days and pulled it back from residual data in back-end servers. Footage that should not have existed anymore. And inside those frames, visible on the suspect's back, was a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack. That backpack is sold exclusively at Walmart. Walmart knows every unit they ever sold. Subscribe before we go further, because what happens next is the part nobody in the mainstream coverage will say out loud. And Walmart didn't just sell that backpack, they recorded the entire transaction. And in February 2026, they handed all of it directly to the FBI. Every record, every purchase, every name. Before we get to the silence, you need to understand what Walmart actually handed over. Because most coverage treated this like a footnote. It was not a footnote. Walmart is not running a corner shop with a handwritten ledger. Every product that moves through their supply chain has an identity. Every unit sold has a history. The moment a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack crossed a Walmart scanner anywhere in the United States, that event was written into a database that does not lose things. A card-based purchase, credit, debit, any electronic payment, generates a legal name attached to a financial account. Not a probable name, not an inferred identity. A name on a record that links directly to an address and a transaction history. That name can be cross-referenced against the FBI's physical description of the suspect from the doorbell footage. Male, 5'9" to 5'10". Average build. A cash purchase produces something different. No name, but a camera frame, a timestamp. Whoever stood at that register on that date was captured on footage that investigators could retrieve and compare directly against the suspect profile. An online purchase generates a shipping address. Any address is investigable. Any address produces a name. Any name produces a history. Walmart provided records of all Ozark Trail hiker pack purchases online and in-store across several months, extending beyond the Tucson area. CBS News confirmed it. Sheriff Chris Nanos confirmed it directly to the Associated Press. Agents physically spent days inside Tucson area Walmart back offices reviewing surveillance footage frame by frame. Then, retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent Jason Pack appeared on CNN and said this. He said he could guarantee investigators were knocking on doors. That word, guarantee, did not come from a television personality speculating for airtime. It came from someone who had run this exact category of investigation and understood precisely what Walmart's cooperation represented. Every expert who examined this lead called it the same thing. Not a lead. The lead. So here is the question that has gone unanswered since the day those records were transferred. If the guarantee was real, where is the arrest? Because 58 days later, as the public record on this lead is completely blank. Day 17. Walmart's records were in FBI hands. Agents were physically in stores. Jason Pack was on national television calling it the single best lead in the entire case. Day 22. No arrest connected to the backpack. No named suspect. Day 30. No public statement from investigators addressing what the Walmart records had returned. Day 40. The public conversation had shifted. DNA complications were now the dominant story. The backpack had quietly stopped being the story of the week. Day 58. A comprehensive set of purchase records covering every documented sale of the Ozark Trail Hiker pack, online and in-store, across multiple months, extending beyond the Tucson area, has been in FBI hands for nearly 2 months. The public ledger of what came from those records is completely blank. There are only 3 explanations for that silence, and none of them are comfortable. The first, the suspect paid cash. No name in the database, only a camera frame, and a profile of someone methodical enough to wear gloves, disable a doorbell camera, and conduct what investigators believe was surveillance on the property weeks before the abduction does not forget to pay cash. That level of operational planning and a card swipe at a Walmart register do not belong in the same story. The second, the backpack never came from a Walmart register at all. Sheriff Nanos said it himself in March. That backpack is new and exclusive to Walmart. But who's to say someone didn't buy it and put it on eBay? A Walmart exclusive stops being exclusive the moment it leaves the store. Facebook Marketplace. A garage sale. $10, no record, no trail. Walmart's entire comprehensive database points directly to the wrong person entirely. The actual suspect remains invisible in every record the FBI has gathered. The third, the FBI found a name. They are building a federal case in complete silence. Surveillance authorized, subpoenas issued, financial records pulled, phone carrier data obtained. The silence is not failure. It is procedure. Which one do you believe? Because the answer to that question changes everything about where this investigation actually stands right now. Drop your answer below. 1, 2, or 3. Because this comment section is going to be divided. There is a difference between an investigation that has gone quiet and an investigation that has gone dark. And only one of those means something real is still moving. And in April 2026, Jason Pack, the retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent who made the guarantee in February, spoke again. The arrest had not come. He was asked about new developments in the case, and what he said was not what February's version of this story sounded like. He said this: "The Bureau does not ignore actionable intelligence out of stubbornness. Their silence is an answer." That sentence was written about a different part of the case, but it applies with equal force to the backpack. If the Walmart records had returned nothing, if every sale had been traced, every purchaser eliminated, every camera frame reviewed and cleared, there would be no investigative reason to guard that outcome. Dead ends get confirmed. They close speculation. They redirect public attention toward more productive channels. What the FBI guards with sustained institutional silence is a live investigation, an active subject, a name attached to a purchase record that is now the center of an operation that cannot be disclosed without destroying it. A federal kidnapping prosecution does not move at the speed the public expects. A name in a purchase record produces a subject. A subject produces surveillance authorization. Surveillance produces financial monitoring. Financial monitoring produces subpoena returns. Those returns produce evidence. Evidence built to the standard required for a federal indictment produces the filing. That entire chain runs silently for months by design, because the moment a subject learns they are under active federal surveillance, the evidence that has not yet been gathered begins to disappear. And Pack also said something else directly to whoever is responsible for taking Nancy Guthrie. He said, every day that passes, investigators get closer, not further. Closer. They do not know which camera caught them. They do not know who has already talked. That uncertainty is exhausting. He was not speaking into empty air. Subscribe now, because when this case breaks, the backpack is going to be in the first paragraph of every report that follows. Do you think the FBI already has a name and is building silently? Or did the trail go cold at a garage sale? Tell me below. 75 days. 1 comprehensive database. 1 corporate cooperation that every expert called immediate and complete. And 1 answer the Guthrie family still does not have. Here is what the public has not been told about the backpack lead. The FBI has not confirmed it produced a name. It has not confirmed it failed to produce a name. It has not confirmed the Walmart records were exhausted. Every purchaser identified, interviewed, and eliminated. It has not confirmed they remain active. It has said nothing. Nothing specific about the backpack. Nothing specific about what 58 days of access to a comprehensive retail database returned. That database still exists. The records in it did not expire. The transaction that put a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack on the back of a masked man standing at Nancy Guthrie's door at 1:47 in the morning is documented somewhere in Walmart's system. A date, a store or a website, a payment method, possibly a name, possibly a face on a camera. Somebody made that transaction. Walmart recorded it. The FBI has it. And the only people who know what it says are the people inside the investigation, and possibly the one person who made that purchase and has been waiting ever since to find out if it leads back to them. If you have any information about the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or submit a tip at tips.fbi.gov. Tips can be submitted anonymously. The family is offering $1 million. The FBI is offering $100,000. If you sold an Ozark Trail backpack on any secondhand platform in late 2025 or early 2026, that information may matter more than you know. Share this video. One person seeing it could change everything.